In today's video, I'll go through step by step on how I find new low cap gems on METIS DAO ecosystem. I'll show you the accounts I follow on Twitter, the Telegram channels, and the tools I use to find these new low cap projects that are recently launched on METIS ecosystem. Hello everyone, welcome to One Life Investments. Hope you're well. Please hit the like button to help out the channel. For anyone new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for beginner friendly, no hype, informative crypto content. And as usual, drop all the requests, suggestions, or feedback in the comments as I try to reply to each one of you in the comment section. Before jumping into the video, a quick disclaimer that none of the content on this channel, including this video, is financial advice. Always do your own research before investing or using any services or protocols. This video is only for educational and entertainment purposes, and I won't be liable for any damages that you do on your end by watching this video. Before I jump into the video, I also want to make it clear that I'm going to show you the process, but I'm not going to shill you any projects, right? So if you are looking for that, this is not the video for you. The first step is, if you don't have Twitter, make sure you are on Twitter, because Twitter is the place where you can get all the alpha from, and Twitter is the best place to get all the latest news, events, or latest happenings in the world of crypto. And if you're not following me, it's One Life Investment. Make sure you follow for useful tweets every now and then. And like I said, if you're not on Twitter, make sure you get on Twitter first. Now I'm going to show you some accounts that I follow personally, and it's in a random order, so just keep that in mind. And there's no guarantee that these accounts will always be in your favor, but these accounts have been putting out some useful content and useful projects that have done quite well, right? But as always do your own research. These are only the guidelines. The first one is Cryptonite. I'll make sure that all the links to the Twitter accounts are in the description below as well. And if you have other Twitter accounts, or if you know other accounts, please let me know as well, so that it'd be helpful for other people. First is Cryptonite. I won't go into detail much on what they share and stuff like that, because I don't want this video to be very long and boring. So I'm just going to go through the list, and the links to the profile will be in the description so that you can go and check it out. Second is ChatCaf. It's pretty big account, 43.9 thousand followers. So he usually posts or gives that information about other cryptos as well, but regarding METIS as well. But he does put out tweets regarding some good projects on METIS as well. The other one is Trader Tarzan. I'm not sure. I've been following this account for a few days now, but there have been a couple of projects that I've found that have done good returns. Now I'm talking about these projects that are on METIS are very early, and most of them can be a rug. So make sure that if you invest in any projects, you got to make sure that you are investing in a long term or a quick swing. Here's another one. Another one is Fitz or XFitz. This account is really good. It's mainly focused on low cap degen stuff. So if you are a degen, it does put out good tweets as well regarding METIS, mostly METIS, but also other projects as well. Hand of God. Another one is Plebonacci. Plebonacci is not necessarily for new projects, but this is regarding METIS and this ecosystem and the tech as well, but also puts out tweet for other projects. Another one is Crypto Astrologist. Again, mixed content, but also good for METIS as well. Another one is Multi-Chain Maximalist. So he is also really good for DeFi. He's also good for DeFi on Phantom, Ethereum, and other chains, and METIS as well. And now, since we don't have much happening on Phantom, chances are he will probably have more tweets about METIS, and more people will develop on METIS as well. So this is a small list that I have regarding the accounts that I follow. There are others as well. If you know other accounts that are useful, let me know in the comments below as well. So now I quickly want to show you how I manage my Twitter. Right? There's no hard and fast rule. This is just a way that makes it easier for me. So if you are not using lists in Twitter, then you are missing out on a lot, right? Because it's impossible to put notifications for each and every account and then have them tweet at you every time, and then you'll get 20 notifications in half an hour or 20 notifications in 10 minutes, and it's impossible to catch up or stay on top of them. So what you do is you make lists. For example, if I go to my lists, I probably have few. So I have 3 at the moment, DeFi, METIS, Eco, and then I have new projects to look at. This probably can be empty. I'm not sure when I created them. But what you do is you go and create these lists. So it's very easy to create a list. So you just go here and create a new list. And then you name it. And then, for example, new METIS gems. underneath there's an option to make private. So if you want to make a list and don't want other people to see it, you can make it private and click on done. And then you can go and add people here directly, manage members suggested, and you go add them, or you can go to the Twitter account and then you click on the 3 dots and then you can add them to the list, add remove from list, and choose the list and click on save. So what I do is every morning I wake up, I open my lists, and then I go through the list, and this will have tweets from the accounts that I've added to the list, and it's easier to manage and you won't miss out on much information. So it's up to you how you manage these lists, how many lists you want to have and what accounts you want to have on them. So that's one of the really useful things as well. And another one is definitely searching with the $sign. So if you have been using Twitter for a while, this is one of the ways you can search for the ticker, and then everything that is related to that ticker will come up, right? And usually people will tweet out if there's a new project that's launched. They usually tweet out with METIS usually in the tweet as well, so it'd be easier for you to find out. So that's another thing. Next, moving on, is Telegram. Two of the main ones that I really keep an eye on are Andromeda Space Explorers, METIS L2 projects, and another one is METIS New Tokens. So Andromeda L2 project news is basically 253 members that discuss about any new project that come up, and usually there's not many shills. People usually respect each other's comments and each other's posts, and sometimes you might find a really good information and good alpha here as well. And another one is METIS New Tokens. This is basically any new liquidity that's added to Tethys Finance. So like whenever a project is launched, they add a liquidity, they add new pairs to the DEX. So for example, I think this usually tracks for Tethys because almost all of them are Tethys. So straight away after a project is added to the DEX, then you get a message here saying that liquidity has been added, and then you look at the liquidity, and then you click on these links and you go and have a look at the project. So one thing to keep in mind is I don't really pay attention to the LP that has less than 15 or 20 METIS, because that's not a lot to start with. So if they have, for example, if you look at here, Tethys Finance named test, I don't know if this is probably someone else trying to see how to add a token to the DEX. But if you go and have a look, 7.1 METIS, this is basically nothing. So they've added $700 to the liquidity, which is definitely sounds like a rug as well, right? So, and DEX Screener is a tool that probably a lot of you are familiar with. If you have used DEX tools before, DEX tool used to be my go-to as well. I do use it sometimes, but usually DEX Screener is my go-to these days because it has a lot of ecosystem and it has a lot of other features and facilities for you as compared to DEX tools. So what I do is I open DEX Screener and you can choose your ecosystem. For example, METIS. It tracks all the DEXs, NetSwap, Tethys, Standard Protocol, Hermes Protocol, and this will track all the pairs on these DEXs. So what I do is, if you look at the bottom, there's different way to filter this. So what I do is I go to at least 6 hours or even 24 hours, and then I'll go rank and filter. So there's a lot of things you can choose from. The main one I'd look for is the liquidity, because if the liquidity is very low, there's no way other people are going to ape in. For example, if I have a substantial amount of capital to deploy, I want to make sure that it has enough liquidity to soak up my capital. If the liquidity is very low, then I'm going to create my own green candle, which I don't want, right? So, and the liquidity is low, that means people are not on the coin and there's not much space for people to get in or get out as well. If the liquidity is very low, anyone that has been trading crypto for some time will know that straight away. So there's no point investing or putting your money in a crypto that has like $5,000 liquidity or stuff like that, which is going to go, because if a big seller is going to sell, it's going to go down in one candle, right? So what you want to do is I go and filter out projects that have at least 10,000 in liquidity, and max I'll just leave it and click on apply. Last 6 hours, you can change it, 24 hours as well, it's up to you. And then what I do is I go and sort it via liquidity first and see what are the coins that come up. So Mummy, BNB Selene, this has been out for a while. Punk's DAO has been out for a while as well. And what I basically do is, so I go through them, and if there's anything that I find interesting, for example, let's just say MFT, METIS Fan Token, right? So if I open this, I can see, let me change that to candles. Liquidity 23,000, fully diluted value 50,000, market cap 52,000, 24 hours 600% up. One thing to look at is when was this pair created. So 2 days and 14 hours ago, this was created, and they have 89 METIS pooled as well. And this looks okay to me. And then you can also look at how much trading volume it has done, or how many trades it has done in the past 6 hours, 1 hour, 24 hours. So I usually look at 6 hours or 24 hours. 96 transactions, not much, but you don't see a lot regardless on other projects as well, unless it's METIS or unless it's NetSwap, Tethys main projects. The other smaller projects in METIS ecosystem don't get too many trades every day, so don't get confused if you see that the trading volume is 20,000, 30,000, stuff like that, because most of the projects in METIS are under 100k or under $1 million market cap. So almost all of them are small caps at this moment. So you want to be investing in a good project that has a promising roadmap and is low cap, and just hold them, right? Because you have a liquidity from Phantom coming into METIS as well as I make this video. I look at the transactions, liquidity, I look at the market cap, and then I look at when the pair was created, and if the chart looks healthy. What you can do is you can search on Twitter as well. So what this basically does is you searches with the dollar. You go and have a look if there's any big accounts talking about it, or if there has been a lot of mentions about this. So you just go and have a look. For example, this account is posted about it, 147 followers, not a really big account. And then if you like a project, or if you invest in a project, what you can just do is you can go click on add it to watch list. What I like to do is I like to create a new list for every ecosystem, and then create the list and add this to the list, so that next time on the left hand side you can choose which list to open, and then it will give you all the tokens here, so it'd be easier for you to keep track of it, right? So these are the tokens. So quick overview: I go to Twitter, I search for the ticker, or I follow these people, I keep track of my list, I open that every day and see if there's any changes on the list or any project that people have invested in and are talking about. If they have, and I'll go on text screener, I'll have a look how much liquidity, how much of the trading volume it has, or how much room it has to grow, or if I want to wait for an entries. And if there's nothing, and I'll go and check the Telegram group as well. I'll check what are they talking in this group, and this is basically this basically is on all the time. So this will be because Telegram is minimized on the background. So every time I get a notification, I'll go and have a look at that pair on text screen. For example, let's say I get a notification saying that the first time LP, Tethys Finance, Metisama Inu, LP added 25 METIS. So 25 METIS is a decent amount. So all I'll do is I'll go open it. So you can open anything, Andromeda. So this is the block explorer for METIS. So if you are familiar with Etherscan, this is the same but for METIS, right? So what I do is I copy this. This is the contract address. I'll go to text screener and I'll search with that address. It's come up. I'll open that. Again, I'm not vouching for any of these projects. I'm just showing you as an example. This is not a financial advice. And as you can see, this pair has been created within the last 24 hours. We know that because it was created 11 hours ago. Market cap $180,000, 49,000 liquidity. It looks decent. And I'll go and have a look on Twitter what people are talking about it and get a sense. Okay, no one's talking about it. But sometimes you got to be careful, because these ticker symbols don't work for all of them. If it's too long, or if it's similar to some other tickers, it won't show you anything. So you can try using a hashtag. Alright, so hashtag does work. So it says we are trending, that's fine. Alright, so Fitz talked about it as well at 54,000 market cap. And as you can see, I just received a notification, METIS Dodge. 14 METIS added to the liquidity. That's how it goes. It's on all day, and if I find any interesting, I'll go and have a look and see if I would want to risk it, you know. So yeah, that's the process. I hope it was helpful. All the links will be in the description below. I hope you are not trading a lot. I do expect METIS to grow substantially from now on, especially because we have a catalyst since Andre and the other guy have left Phantom, and they've mentioned that they're going to unplug the plug from different projects, which we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it's definitely positive for METIS. If you are in Phantom, I apologize that this is how the things have turned out to be. Hopefully everything will be okay in the future. But yeah, if you have any other suggestions or any questions regarding METIS or anything else regarding crypto, make sure you leave in the comments below. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're new, and if you made it to this part of the video, make sure you like the video, as that helps out the channel a lot. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and you have a nice day.